just with his words. Like even there were times when Jesus touched people to heal them. There are other times when he just gave the word from a distance and someone was healed. And I can sympathize with people thinking that seems like a bridge too far. But actually, if you think about it, if there is a God who made the world, if there is a God who created every human being and all our biology, then it's not illogical to think that the Son of God would be able to heal people. In fact, it would be very strange if that were not the case. So we can either be completely skeptical of there being any supernatural possibility in this world at all, or if we are open to the possibility of there being a creator God, it actually makes more logical sense to be open to the possibility of miracles. Now, that's not to say that everything every religious person has ever claimed as a miracle definitely happened. Like, for sure not. But and I've had the privilege of getting to know many kind of leading world-class scientists at places like Harvard and Oxford and Cambridge and MIT, and who are also very serious followers of Jesus and who believe in Jesus' miracles. And what they would say is, as the people who first framed the modern scientific method, who were also Christians, believed, was that God not only created the universe, but he also sustains it and upholds it to this day. And a miracle happens when God chooses to sustain his universe in a different way for a particular reason at a particular point in time. It's not actually God sort of jumping into the universe and doing something when he wasn't leaving the rest of the universe alone. No, actually, from a theistic perspective, from a biblical Judeo-Christian perspective, God is sustaining the universe right now. The laws of gravity are only working because God is sustaining the universe. And so for God to step in and do things that are miraculous is not, it's not even him breaking his own laws, because he's the one who's upholding everything in the first place. It's extraordinarily hard. I mean, if you go through the Gospels and try to sort of strike out everything that is miraculous or supernatural, you end up with shreds in your hands, essentially. So it's actually very hard to pull apart, and I think intentionally so, Jesus's miraculous ministry from his teaching ministry. And I don't think it's worth us attempting to do that. Now, for those who say, well, it's all mythology, again, I can kind of sympathize with that in some sense, because we do read fairy stories about crazy, miraculous things happening. But the gospel accounts of Jesus' life were written down within the living memory of eyewitnesses to what was going on. They're not sort of written, hundreds of years later when there had been time for this mythology to grow up around this charismatic rabbi. They're actually written down in the lifetimes of the people who walked and ate and talked and witnessed what Jesus was doing. Not just one witness, but many witnesses. And the gospel authors, when they tell us a healing miracle, they're having to pick from the hundreds, perhaps thousands of healing miracles that Jesus did. So they're always telling us a miraculous story, not just for its own sake, but also to kind of help us understand something more broadly about who Jesus is.